से बचे रहे, सच कदम भरे, दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद को जय करे, हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन में जय करे, दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद को जय करे, हमको मन की शक्ति देना।
Thank you, dear students. After 3 days of academic feast of iCON 22 with
Mahalakshmi ma'am, respected medical superintendent Jai Singh sir, respected medical superintendent Deepa ma'am, respected vice principal Rajan sir, respected vice principal Arunachalam, respected our medical director research Dr. Vishnu Bhatt sir, various resource persons for this who participated in the conference. Now we are in the valedictory function. Respected all the delegates, respected various HODs, respected all the gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome one and all for this workshop, for this international conference, valedictory function, iCON 2022. After the long 3 days of conference, international conference with the academic fees, everybody participated enthusiastically and very actively. And after the participation, now we have come to the end of this valedictory function. I again welcome one and all. Actually, I welcome all the resource persons as well as the organizing team of MU AVMC. Wholeheartedly welcome one and all for this function. Thank you.
Very good evening to one and all. I was just seeing who are all the resource persons who are here till the last moment. I must specially thank Professor Dinkar Pai, Professor Sanjay, and of course my colleagues are over here. Yalil is here, Professor Bhatt is here, and of course Mahalakshmi has to be here. So anyway, it shows the commitment and the passion for the workshop. And for the organizers, the success lies in if the participants go back home with a very explicit message so that it doesn't end here. Whatever they accumulated, critical thinking. Yesterday, Professor Avinash was telling, you accumulate the data for the past 3 days, go and accumulate and analyze it, interpret it, infer on that, and start using it in your day-to-day activities. Then that will serve the purpose. I am sure all the participants have come, registered, spent their time with their own sweet will. Nobody has come forcibly or anything of that kind. And certainly we are very satisfied. AVMC is satisfied, our medical education unit is satisfied, Professor Mahalakshmi is also satisfied. So every one of us is Professor Bhatt is satisfied. Now this is the consecutive second year. We don't need to say that it will be like an institutional character hereafter. It will be a every year's affair. With enthused with the success of these two conferences, one virtual and one physical, we certainly, I am sure this is going to be a regular, yearly, successful affair. And I must thank at this point of time all the, of course, resource person. Ashokan has acknowledged on all of our behalf the contributions made by each one of you. It's a team activity, wonderful activity, and everyone has contributed. All of us, at least the AVMC members will pat their own backs. We are well done. That's it. And I think feedbacks also we got. Yeah. Okay. And of course, we'll analyze the feedbacks and for the next year's activity, what improvements what are the places for us to improve. We'll certainly look into that. And once again, thank all of you for being a part of this wonderful educative academic event. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir, for your kind.
The sir was telling that we'll do an analysis of the feedback and come up with where we need to improve. This is exactly what we did last year. We actually asked the participants one question in the program evaluation. What would be the, last year our theme was how to bridge the theory practice gap in CBME, authentic learning environment. So we started this year with authentic learning environment and transforming educational institutions by our dean, and then we built this theme. So there were two themes which emerged. One was authentic assessment, and the second was how to do teacher capacity building. So those are the two themes which recurrently came in the last year's feedback. And then we deliberated on which one to choose. And since the teacher capacity building for 21st century learning was a novel idea, we went along with that. So we put together a theme. Then we put together what goes into the theme, making of 21st century learning, and how the teachers need to be equipped. So brick by brick, we built the entire program schedule. Then we went about trying to identify who would be the most appropriate resource persons to talk about that particular thing. So we contacted them. Then we had a list. So most of them agreed when we contacted in the initial phase. And then we had to make a few replacements. But that's how the scientific program. So before we did anything else, we fixed the scientific program. Then we went into the logistics. So we thought that content is the key. And the second thing is, we followed a very system-based approach. I'm very, very passionate about checklists, SOPs, ADDIE model, all kinds of things, right? I make list of my lists, and that's how we go about doing this. So we did things in that way so that every day we will post what are the tasks to be done for various groups. So that way, the communication lines were open and we were able to do that. And the third thing which we did was, there is no point in talking about innovations if we don't try to innovate. So we try to do it in small way. Dr. Naren was telling, don't go for huge innovations, but try and do things small way which works for you. So everything what we try to do, we try to see whether it will reach the audience in the intended way we wanted it to go. So that's how that you saw the inaugural was slightly different. The way we conducted the programs were different. Even for the free paper sessions, we honored not only the judges, but also the coordinating person from the organizing team who did. So these are small touches we added, but it gave us immense pleasure. That is the third thing. And the fourth thing is, we keep talking about teamwork and leadership, right? It is more not about leadership anymore, but we keep talking about followership. Everybody is a leader. And you can be a very good leader, but you also need to follow also. So we talked about teamwork, collaborations, and followership rather than only leadership. So we had very flat organizational structure for this program. We don't have organizing committees, but we'd rather have teams so that everybody would come together and contribute. So that is how this iCON 2022 was made. And innovations, as you know, they usually start very small, and as they emerge, they are very messy in the middle. And in the end, when it comes out, it looks very elegant. So we also went through all these things, small beginnings, messy middle, and an elegant finish, and that's where we are here. And now I would like to call the members of iCON, and I want to put faces behind the people who worked in the backstage to make this event happen. So I'm just calling out in the order in which the program was run and not in any other theme. So for team registration, first I would like to call Dr. Tumja. See, many of you would have spoken to her over the phone. During iCON, she made 3,000 calls and she received 5,000 calls. She was the person who contacted almost everybody and spoke to the delegates. Big round of applause for Tumja. Stay here. And in the same team, we have Dr. Ilankadir and Dr. Shanmugavalli. The entire registration desk, kit, your ID tags, all things were done by them only. And they did it in a very, very systematic manner. Thank you. And we'd like to call Mrs. Chitra, Vijay Chitra. Is she here? Okay, we'd like to acknowledge the presence of Mrs. Chitra, who made the website design, online registration forms, all points related to data and technical aspects in the thing, along with Mr. Sam. Big round of applause to the informatics LPs. Thank you. They were our single point of contact with reference to all the datas. Then I would like to call our scientific team, Dr. Manju. You all saw, right? She has 1000-watt smile, and that smile will always be there every time, whatever be this. She's highly organized, optimistic, extremely hardworking. She is an ideal person to have in your team. Thank you, Manju. And she was there in the scientific of 2 international conferences back to back, and she was working for that. Thank you. Then we have Dr. Gopinath. Okay, people appreciated the seamless way in which the slides came in the program was run, and there was not much of the hitch what you will normally see. Where is this slide? Where is this person's CV slide and things like that. So he was the link between the scientific team and the technical team sitting in my back. And because of his programmatic management skills, we could actually connect very well with the text team. Then the find of this conference, right? I would like to call Dr. Deepa Kameshwari. Actually, when we were discussing, a lot of communications were going through me. And what if something, if I fall sick or something happens? Okay, people were worried. I was never worried because she knew every single bit of information what is to know about the conference, and everything went through her. She is the find of this conference, and I'm very, very happy that we could identify such a talent among our people. Thank you, Deepa. She is our conference repository. Then we have this conference digest team. Dr. Aarti, yeah, she sat with our designer, and she had to spend almost 5 days in that designing room getting the conference digest ready, apart from helping with the Mentimeter quiz. Thank you. I'd like to call Dr. Pushpa Kotur and Dr. Sashmita, who are also part of the conference digest team, to help to make it into the book which you all saw, and we'll be sending the soft copy to all of them, right?
My contribution was almost nil. Only thing, I was online contacting these 2 people who are my right and left hand and who did this job. So all credit goes to Sasmita and Aarti.
Remote proctorship is a very, very important skill for 21st century. So, big round of applause to Pushpa Madam for remote proctorship. Okay, let's move on to the most important team. Okay, the Paisa Wale, team finance, Dr. Ashokan. His thumbprint, transferred all the money for the iCON. Okay, very prompt, very meticulous. We have Dr. Jayasambhavi. Is she around? Yeah. She was our accountant. She maintained all the accounts, and she knew how much was coming, how much was going. So she was a key member in the finance team, along with Dr. Lata. Please come, madam. So they maintained profit or loss. They are only going to tell us. Okay. Then we have the tech and venue coordination. Okay. When my baby was small, I used to be very scared of carrying her and walking, especially in the steps and all. I used to worry whether I'll drop the baby. Okay. Then people tell that I am a tough taskmaster, right? There was somebody tougher than me in my team. That's Arun Daniel. From Sunday afternoon, he was sitting here, okay? And literally, he was living here and in room number 130 till he actually got everything to his satisfaction. Otherwise, even if you go to the gate, he'll say, come and check whether this is done or not. So, because of him, all the arrangements you see, that came into existence. He gave shape to this conference. The food, AV, technical, music, choir, all things are attributed to him. Thank you, Danny. Okay, the new find of the conference, Dr. Frank Omanath. His TRP was the highest among all the resource persons, right? Everybody knew Frank. And if I say something, madam, can I arrange this for you? They'll say, no, I'll talk to Frank. That's what he had actually. So thank you, Frank, for helping with all the hospitality and transport arrangements. And I'd like to call Dr. Elil Rajan, who was in charge of the hospitality team, and he was a huge moral support. Sir has organized one anesthesia conference recently, and he is a man wise for the world. So he gave us a lot of real world input in making this conference happen with regard to handling money, handling the venue and things like that. Thank you very much for all your help, sir. And he was the one who arranged the faculty dinner and on 4th and 5th. Thank you. Okay, then we have the beauty of the team, Anushila. Is she here? Okay. Anushila was working behind the scenes. All things which were beautiful you saw, the candles, the stoles for our uniform for our choir, the key person award, okay, trophies which you are going to receive, shawls, the files for MOU. I don't know what all I told her to go and get. Every day she used to go to town and purchase something and come. So she was a person on wheels who made this conference happen. Our purchase person. Thank you. Then we have our CME coordinator, Dr. Sushmita, who helped us with orderly transport. It was like doing a Kalyanam. We had a college which is about 15 kilometers away, and we had to shift a lot of things here. And that too one day before the event and set it up. So she was the one who made a list of everything, where each thing has to go, and to keep track of all these things. No? So she was the mother hen who made everything available at every place. Thank you, madam. And she also helped us to get the TNMC credit points. So that's it. Then, last but not the least, our MC team, the head of MC team, Dr. Deepa. She was born with the mic. Okay, maybe there's only one person who likes mic better than her, that is probably me. Right, Deepa? So she had a script for everything and she could compile all the programs. And very well done, very nicely spoken. She was ably assisted by Dr. Aarti and Dr. Manju in the MC team, right? And this is the back-end team for iCON 2022. Can I request you to give a big round of applause for them? Right. Yeah, sir, can you please join us for a group photo, sir? Vishnu Bhatt, sir. Sir, please come, sir. Sir, this was the back-end team. Dean sir was the front end of the conference and he was the one who was there. Vishnu Bhatt sir was our mentor and Dean sir was our quality control. We really are overwhelmed. Thank you very much. Seriously, Dean sir, you are the quality person, no, who made us achieve all these standards. So, thank you. Over to you, Deepu.